What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode
Yo.
8. Welcome to episode 8 of Definitely Unbiased. All right, welcome to Dubs Only, where we take dubs, never L's. I'm your host, Brandon, alongside my co-host, my boy, YTC. What's going on, YTC?
Yo. What's going down? What's up, fellas?
Well, we got a little bit of a dry week of news, but we got enough things to talk about. It's only two of us today. Alex, unfortunately, is not going to make it once again. He's back from vacation, though. He should be back next episode. We may or may not have some guests today, but if not, if it's just me and YTC, it's just me and him. It's all good. We don't listen. We're Thunder and Lightning, like Ahmad Bradshaw and Brandon Jacobs. All right.
Yep.
I mean, YTC, you might be a little bigger than me, so you could be Brandon Jacobs. I'll be Ahmad Bradshaw.
Yeah.
All right, we got a few things to talk about. Obviously, if you see the title, I got to eat crow today, but it's all good. Don't worry about it. All right. Well, I guess let's get right into it. What's up, everybody? How you guys doing? Tommy Huxley in the comments. What's going on? Calling us Ferry. What's popping?
What's up?
All right. Well, let's go right into it. Week 5 recap. All right, this NFL week wasn't too bad. We got some good games like usual, some stinkers like usual. It is what it is. I will say,
a lot of good games.
Getting up this week at like 8:00 in the morning just to be up for 9:30 to watch the game. I mean, it might be worse for the people on the West Coast because we're on the East. Getting up to watch the game at 6 a.m. But even then, getting up early for football, it does suck. But I love football so much that it's worth it for me. I don't know about
for me too. Same here, for sure. Hell yeah.
We were live on YTC's channel most of the day, so we got a bunch of things that we saw. Now, let's start with Thursday Night Football last week. We got the Colts and the Broncos. I wasn't live with YTC. He was live by himself, but I'm lucky I wasn't live.
Yeah, you missed a lot for sure.
Oh yeah,
that game was one of the worst primetime games that I ever saw. After that game, RG3 made a tweet saying that Amazon should have gave everybody a free month trial after that game. That's how bad it was.
That's a fact. Look, that was horrible. From the comments, from the highlights, I can't even say that I watched the highlights because there wasn't many highlights in that game anyway. So, yeah, like I said, that was just fucking horrible. You saw Broncos country versus washed Matt Ryan. It just wasn't great.
The only highlight I saw from that game was the fans leaving at the end when it went to overtime. That's the only highlight I saw of that game.
Yeah, there's the pick from Russell, and it was horrible. We got SF9 and Sports Nation in the comments. What's up, Ricky? Man? Yeah, all right. I'm calling Ricky from now on. What's up, Ricky? Yeah, like I said, I'm just gonna skip right past that game. That shit was horrible. We got the Lions taking on the Patriots in Foxborough, and we saw the Lions. They were apparently the best offense in the league, but they didn't look like it. They got shut out 29-0 on the road. What's your thoughts on that game?
Heading into that game, I thought Detroit would have won, and I actually got that pick wrong for one of my pick'ems that week. I felt stupid after that game, seeing Detroit get shut out 29-0. I thought Detroit was able to put up a fight because they've been producing a lot on offense, and because I didn't know what Bailey Zappi was even after the Packers game. I didn't know he was going to be consistent enough after that game. Man. So my thing with the Patriots was that they were able to run the ball, which Detroit's defense can't stop the nosebleeds. So when they were able to run the ball, control the clock, Bailey Zappi had all the time in the world to throw. That's why they were able to win and be able to shut out them. And also coaching, Belichick, 30 plus year head coach that's been in the league for a very, very long time. Compared to a first 2 years in the league head coach. So there's that. So yeah, shout out to the Patriots. They got that victory. They got it done. I
can't tell if that was Bailey Zappi or Drew Brees. Like that fucking Lions defense, Jesus. Let's move on to the Chargers Browns. 30-28 on the road. Chargers take the dub. This game score looks good, but for me, it really wasn't all that. What'd you think?
What game?
Chargers beating the Browns on the road.
Oh yeah, so many boneheaded decisions in that game, especially from the Chargers sideline. I don't know what intent do you have to go for it on a 4th and 2 in the final drive of the game? when you're at your own 40, the last thing you want to do is give your opponent any field position to basically put themselves in a position to win. Granted, they missed the field goal, but still, that's not going to fly every time, giving your opponent the opposition favorable field position inside your territory. That's not going to help you moving forward, winning a lot of games. You're going to put your team in jeopardy in those situations. You have to play smarter football moving forward and trust your defense.
Yeah. No Cap was popping.
What up, No Cap?
How you call it? I thought that game was just sloppy to me. I mean, Chargers, they've been a sloppy team since the start of the season. I mean, injuries don't help, but it's just been bad.
I mean, just from execution and a coaching standpoint, it's just awful. Yeah, Brandon Staley's been doing this awful, as a head coach, in my opinion.
Speaking of sloppy, Texans took on the Jaguars on the road and beat them and handed them. Texans got their first win of the season, 13-6. The Jags are what I said they were. All right, they are
inconsistent,
trash. Still, they are still trash. Mm-hmm. All right. I mean, I wouldn't say we, but a lot of.
Also, shout out to Damian Pierce. He's been killing it lately. The Texans.
A lot of people were sucking off the Jags, saying, "Oh yeah, they're new, they're good, blah blah blah." But we should have known this was gonna happen. Come on, people were apologizing to the Jags. Come on, this is bad.
Yes, that was bad.
Christ, what the fuck is that?
Wait, what?
That sound like plastic from like a box that you're trying to take off.
Basically, yeah, I had to clear some stuff off my desk right now. Anyway, so back on topic in the game. From what I saw, Damian Pierce, shout out to Damian Pierce. He had a really good game in that game. Also, Davis Mills, he did what he had to do, game manage and not, try to throw the game away. Unlike Trevor Lawrence, who got to throw a boneheaded end zone pick, I believe, that could have gave them the lead. So that goes to show smarter coaching from Houston. Even though the win column doesn't say otherwise, that might be some momentum moving forward for Houston. They've been competitive in a lot of games. They're no slouches either, even though the record doesn't say predicted that. But still. I think Houston might be in good hands moving forward. They're not as bad as people think they are.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, by the way, Evan Ingram, you're still a bum, by the way. I just want to put that out there.
Had one good game, 6 for 69. That was his best game so far in Jacksonville.
Yeah,
we'll see if we can continue that.
You're still a bum. You had games like that in the Giants and then went to drop 3 passes next week. All right. Falcons taking on the Buccaneers in Tampa. Buccaneers, this was their game to lose, and then they were like, I don't know what the fuck happened there. Brady almost the same lead. Yeah,
Brady almost choked, They almost choked the 21-0 lead at, when the Falcons were driving on the field. It was like 15-21, but, the elephant in the room happened, and, they won. They didn't get any opportunities to get a 3-0 to give the ball back to their offense.
Oh, wait, before we keep talking about this, Giants fans, sad face versus the Eagles. Look, man, you got to get your facts straight because Dana Jones is actually 1-0 against Jalen Hurts. So
I mean, that's a fact.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about 0-4. I mean, if football, quote unquote, football fans want to troll and stuff, at least get your facts straight. But anyways, Falcons ended up losing 15-21. I said it. It would have been fitting for Brady to retire, choking the same lead damn near that he won against in the Super Bowl, because that was bad. It was funny. Speaking of bad games, Bills beat the shit out of the Steelers at home, 38-3.
Mm-hmm.
That was ugly. I mean, we don't really have to say much about that. I mean,
that was a whole Jeffrey Dahmer challenge right there.
Yeah,
that was a bad game for Kenny Pickett itself, for the rookie.
Gabe Davis too. Gabe Davis was going off.
Gabe Davis, Stephon Diggs, both of them were going off. Minka was lost in that game. Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. Minka Fitzpatrick had good coverage on Davis on that second touchdown, but Davis just ripped it out of his hands. He ripped it.
Yeah, exactly. He just ripped it off of him. Yeah.
So I mean, look, Steelers. This might be the year that they go under 500 for the first time with Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, on Tomlin. Yeah.
Bills. Bills are doing Bills shit. I mean, I can't really say too much about that. Now, speaking of another ugly game, Jets at home take on the Dolphins. Their their QB3, Skylar Thompson, because Teddy Bridgewater apparently had a concussion in the game as well.
Early in the game, yeah.
Jets won 40-17. That was I can't take that.
That was something.
Listen, I know it's their third string quarterback, but I can't take anything away from the Jets. Hey, they're doing what they were supposed to do. They're 3-2 now.
I mean, the Jets are killing it. They're also like the Giants were supposed to be rebuilding this year, but they've been killing it as well with barely any sufficient talent around Zach Wilson as well. They've been killing it at 3-2.
Well, hold on. We're not gonna say he has sufficient talent because he has two solid running backs, and Garrett Wilson and Corey Davis aren't too bad.
No, but running back wise, they're not on Saquon's level, but like wide receiver wise, you can make a statement for that for sure. For sure, yeah.
They don't have to be Saquon's level. I mean, it's not really the worst thing in the world. You feel me? I don't want to keep feeding trolls, but I do gotta keep coming at facts. He said, "Okay, idiots. Here's some facts. You were 4-13 in 2021, 6-10 in 2020. Okay, that's fair. But in 2020, you do remember you guys were like 4-12 or 4-11-1, right?
Yeah, you were also awful that year too, but whatever.
And we were.
We like to live in the present right now.
Yeah, we were in division running, but it doesn't matter. We're 4-1 right now. All right.
Yeah, we're living in the present. Remember, the NFL is a "what have you done for me lately" league, so I'm just applying that logic now.
Yeah, I mean, Eagles fans, listen, catch up in rings before you talk. But yeah, Jets. I think their running backs are solid. I mean, running back by committee is not bad. The O-line needs work, but that's just the Jets. All right, we got the Bears taking on the Vikings on the road in Minnesota. Vikings win 29-22. Vikings, just like the Bucks, they had the lead for the most part, and they just gave the Bears a fighting chance. I mean, what do you think about that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they were up 22-21 at that point. From the Bears' perspective, they could have easily won this game if they would have game managed the ball better. They were playing defense. It's just they weren't able to, game manage the game away. I don't know why they abandoned the run in the second half to an extent. If you're running against a weak Minnesota defense, why are you not running the ball, trying to milk the clock? That's the only way you're going to beat teams like Minnesota in the division, if you're able to control the clock and keep Kirk out of the field. Yeah. That's why they were able to come back and drive down the field and get the lead back in the last 4 minutes of the game.
Yeah, like I said, that was a game for me that Vikings just gave them. Vikings are 4-1, but they're not that good. I mean, granted, like people try to make the same thing for the Giants saying we're 4-1 and everything like that, which we'll get to. But I just don't see the Vikings. The games were too close for those Vikings. But hey, it is what it is. That's a lie. 2017 Super Bowl is better than 2011 Super Bowl. That's a lie. But if you want to say that, fine, because the 2007 Super Bowl is clear.
07 Super Bowl is better than it. Yeah, exactly.
Clears both of those. And you're not getting a ring this year. Just stop. Relax. Titans at Commanders. That game was too close. Titans, I don't know what the hell. They managed to win, sure, but like that game was too fucking close.
Their offense was struggling for the majority of the part. They were giving Washington's defense life, getting a lot of 3-and-outs because I covered the game. It was nothing but 3-and-outs, punt.
Washington was the only one doing his job.
But then again, from Washington's side, they had many opportunities to come back, but they waited till the last minute to drive down the field. And the game for the majority of it was like 21-17, I believe, throughout the whole game. For like the whole quarter, they could have came back. They had multiple opportunities for both ends, but I guess Tennessee got lucky at the end. So it could have been anyone's game at the final drive with both teams playing inconsistent at the game.
Derrick Henry was the only one doing his job. I mean, and even then,
Derrick Henry won me some money as well. So shout out to him.
Yeah, Titans. I know you guys. The season just started, but start thinking about Malik Willis.
But I will say one thing though. Tennessee's on a 3-game winning streak, so I'll give them credit for bouncing back from an 0-2 start right now at the time.
That's what I'm saying, but start thinking about Malik Willis. Cardcast, what's going on, my man? Yo, I'm gonna put the link to this.
What's up, Cardcast?
I'll put the link to hop in a few segments, and then if you want to hop in and talk a little bit, you can. For right now, we're just recapping some games, all right? And yes, we're ready for Sunday football. Most importantly, we're ready for football tomorrow. I'm ready for football all the time, baby. So, yeah, the Titans, man, they were so disappointed in that game, even though they won. But Seahawks,
both teams could have won. Yeah,
Seahawks took on the Saints in the Thunderdome. A lot of people had the Seahawks. I did have the Saints, but
I had the Seahawks, but they could have won.
I wouldn't have been surprised if the Seahawks would have won.
Also, the Saints proved me wrong. I think with Taysom Hill and Taysom Hill as the quarterback, they're able to move the ball much better than they do with Jameis Winston.
I don't believe that.
That's given fact right there.
I don't believe that.
Or even Andy Dalton himself, though. But they're moving the ball much better than they were with Jameis Winston, in my opinion. So moving forward, if they continue to keep Andy Dalton and Taysom Hill part of the lineup and Jameis, I think they might have a better shot at turning their season around on the offense.
Like I said, I don't really believe that. I feel like it's just that Jameis is hurt, because when Jameis is not hurt, I think they're fine. The only thing is Taysom could make plays. He's an electric player. He's not any position. He's just a football player. That's what he is. He runs. He fucking recovers punts and fumbles. And I'm surprised dude hasn't caught an interception yet. That's how crazy this man is. But as a quarterback for a full game, for a full few games, I can't see it. Man can't push the ball like James can. James could push the ball down the field. So
yeah,
that's as simple as that. But Geno Smith didn't look too bad.
Geno Smith's been proving me wrong all year long. This game, also, he won me money too. I'm not saying because he won me money, but because from what I've seen for the last couple of weeks, Geno Smith might really be the best quarterback in the NFC West right now. I'm not joking. It's no joke. He might be the best quarterback in that division right now. The numbers are proving otherwise. He's having a better, numbers-wise on performance than Russell Wilson than what they had last year. So the numbers are speaking that he's really improving that offense right now in Seattle. So they might roll with him moving forward. If he keeps playing like that, he might see himself getting an extension. You never know.
Well, I'm not going to say that yet. I am going to pick him up over a certain quarterback that we're going to talk about in about 4 games. But Geno Smith, just keep proving us wrong, man. Like he said, they wrote him off and he didn't write back. It's that simple. Niners took on the Panthers in Carolina, and the Panthers, man, we're going to talk more about the Panthers later on.
The Panthers keep pounding, or in other words, that's what the Niners kept doing to them. Yeah, that's how bad that game was.
Kept getting pounded. 37-15, enough said. That's just what it is.
Yep.
All right.
Also, my pretty sure Emmanuel Mosley, he tore his ACL in that game. He was having himself a fine year. It sucks to hear, when these players tear their ACLs and they're playing really good.
Yeah.
It's just an overall thing. Get well, Emmanuel Mosley.
Yeah, for
real.
Yeah. Niners, they keep getting injuries. It's been It's the same old story with the Niners the last few years. The injuries just keep piling up. It's their stars and their backups.
It's been the same thing with Kyle Shanahan,
Yep, it's been the same thing with the Ravens. The Ravens have been going through that. The Giants, of course. The Jets have been going through that. The Jets have been going through that. I'd say a lot of these teams, they just can't stay healthy. And Niners, they still win games even if they're not healthy. So you got to give them credit to an extent.
Yeah, you have to give credit to that. That's an testament to coaching itself, basically. Good coaching can overcome any player deficiencies, in my standpoint, because when you have a good head coach, basically your whole offense, your whole defense basically moves as one collective, as one mind.
Yes, sir.
That's what great coaching does.
Yes, sir. As Giants fans, we're starting to learn that right now. Eagles took on the Cardinals in Arizona. Now, that was horrible to watch if you were rooting for the Cardinals, because the way they lost in the end, it was on a missed field goal, which was horrible. But regardless, Eagles took on the Cardinals. It was a pretty tight game for the most part. And in the end, the Eagles they got the go-ahead touchdown, and the Cardinals they just couldn't drive down the field when it mattered. Cliff Kingsbury, I don't know why they gave him an extension before the year. Kyler Murray, I still not sold on him. As far as the talent, we know Kyler Murray's talented, but at the end of the day, was he worth the money that he got before the season? No. If you're a Cardinals fan and you're gonna say that he was, something's wrong with you. It's just that simple. Nobody right now on the Cardinals team is worth any type of money. They're underwhelming right now. They beat the Raiders barely because they came back from a deficit, which is fine. A win is a win, but it's not sustainable, clearly. And
from what I'm looking at the Cardinals, they just need better play calling. After this year, I would move on from Cliff moving forward, because I think Cliff, they have some pieces on offense from a skill position player set. It's just the coaching is what's holding them back, and also they don't have really any good players in that O-line right now as well, so they also been struggling there. Also, they have on defense, they have no secondary as well. They have a bunch of randoms like Marco Wilson, getting cooked every now and then. They have to address that secondary before the trade deadline, in my opinion, and also look for any alternatives to Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah, I feel like another coach is what it's going to be at the end of the day. I mean, Kyler, I'm not saying get rid of Kyler because that's definitely
I
not
mean,
what I'm
I,
saying.
I looked at Kyler's numbers. He really hasn't been the problem why they've been losing, but at the same time, he hasn't been the solution, in my opinion.
No,
If
for
that makes
sure.
sense.
For sure. I mean, but they stopped. Jalen Hurts only had 239, no touchdowns, no
239.
picks.
Okay,
70%
so they held him.
completion.
So they suppressed him. Yeah.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, most of his stats came at the end of the game.
Yeah, most
Jalen
of his
Hurts.
stats came from the running and on the ground. Most of the
Jalen
stats, yeah.
Hurts at the end. Obviously he's rushing for touchdowns. I mean, in the air, he's not lighting anybody up. He's only lighting up trash teams. I mean, you can't deny that. Nobody's gonna sit here and say that he's not. I mean, his best game was against the Commanders. He had 3 touchdowns, 0 picks, which is great. But at the same time, that's the Commanders. I mean, they're garbage. I mean,
his 2 best games so far this year have been against underwhelming teams that are below 500, outside of the Vikings.
Well, all his touchdowns came from rushing. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
He has no passing touchdowns in the Lions game, in the Jags game, and the Cardinals game. He has 1 in the Viking game along with a pick. He has no touchdowns and a pick in the Jaguars game. All his thing is rushing, which is fine until you have a team.
I mean, that's what he's getting paid to do. I mean, the Eagles are 4th in the league right now currently at rushing, so that's part of what their identity is, along with the Giants, just running the ball, basically.
You know what it is, too?
Both teams are top 5 in the run.
That I know of, Miles Sanders isn't hurt, at least not yet, and that's a good thing, but
here's the thing, though. They have a lot of depth at running back. That's why they're able to run the ball as a collective. They got guys like Kenneth Gainwell, Boston Tea Party Scott, and
Boston Scott is only good against one team, and that's the Giants, unfortunately.
I know for sure. No, but he's still a depth piece for them at running back for sure. And also Kenneth Gainwell.
Gainwell's okay, but he's not Miles Sanders. When Miles Sanders,
I know he is, but they use him
because Miles Sanders has a lot of injury problems. If he goes down, hope he doesn't, but if he goes down, that's going to be bad for the Eagles. And AJ Brown was looking pretty good. I don't know how we feel about AJ Brown, to be honest.
I mean, so far for me on receiving, it's really been Dallas Goedert and Devontae Smith carrying.
Yeah,
AJ Brown was having a solid amount of games for the first couple of 2 weeks, I believe. Then after that, his numbers steadily declined after that. Hopefully we'll see if they get him going this week, or moving forward against the Cowboys for sure.
Hey, Sam Bell, what's going on, man? What's going on, Sam?
What's up, Sam?
So yeah,
but moving forward, we'll see if they get them involved.
But the Eagles, so far they're winning. Let's see how they do against the Cowboys. Speaking of the Cowboys, they beat the Rams on the road 22-10. I will admit, it's a little impressive that the Cowboys are winning without Dak. At the same time, I want to know how they are going to be with Dak, because the way I think they're winning, not only is it defense, but since the offense isn't really expecting, because we all know how Dak plays. We know what Dak's going to do. Cooper Rush is a backup quarterback that we've seen a few games, but we don't really know him as a player. So I feel like it's a little tough for teams, but regardless, they're winning. So, I mean, Cowboys, I can't really,
Just the Cowboys running the ball, they've been running the ball really well as well. If you look at their yards per carry with Tony Pollard and Zeke, they've been running the ball up, from a statistical standpoint. Any run game can make an average quarterback look decent. And, game manage, it makes their job easier to game manage the game away, basically, to get the ball to the receivers. That's practically what they're doing right now. Because Cooper Rush's numbers aren't the sexiest right now. They're not Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen-ish, They're not the big, flashy top 10, top 5 quarterback numbers that you see. But he's doing enough, and not screwing the game away, basically, to help his team win, basically.
He's just doing what he has to do. Simple.
That's all a testament to coaching at that point, and a good run game and good defense, because that Cowboys front seven's a problem this year with Michael Parsons and Marcus Lawrence.
For sure. But yeah, the Rams, to me, the Rams are trash. I mean, their offense is garbage.
Yeah, their offensive line has regressed. It's clear Stafford's arm is fatigued at this point, in this point of his career. He's really arm fatigued.
Other than Cooper Kupp, they don't have that many people.
Yeah, they don't have any proven commodities. Allen Robinson's been quiet all year long. I haven't seen nothing from Tutu Atwell or this bench showrunner doing enough, to certify they're a valuable asset. I mean, Higbee's. I think I would have to say it's Higbee and Kupp that are the vital on the offense right now. They don't really have any flashy guys in the running back position outside with Henderson and Akers. Both have been struggling to find their common ground. So it's been a real struggle for the Rams offense moving forward.
Hey, Chicago Sports Talk Michael. He says if you guys talk about tomorrow's game, is it okay? Yeah, no, you can come on for the predictions. I'll put the link in the comments in a minute. All right.
For sure.
Just give us a minute. Will kiss my ass. All right. I'm gonna talk about that later on. Fuck the Mets right now. We're talking about them later. All right. Bengals took on the Ravens.
You already know.
Bengals took on the Ravens in Baltimore. Baltimore squeaked out a win, 19-17. I mean, I knew that it was going to be a close game, and we were rooting for the Ravens anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as that,
go ahead.
As far as that, Ravens didn't look all that, but they won. So let's see how they look against the Giants. That's all I can say about this game. Bengals, they got to get their head out their ass. It's that simple.
Yeah, Bengals. Zach Taylor has been a disappointment this year, in terms of being able to utilize those weapons. He has a lot of good weapons like Joe Mixon, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd, and whatever they have at tight end. They have some decent targets for Joe Burrow. I mean, the O-line's starting to gel a bit, but it's not the best right now. But I mean, Joe Mixon had a really good run game in that game because he was heading into that game. He was averaging 2.7 yards per carry, but against that Ravens defense that's been struggling all year long, especially in the second half. He was able to run the ball for like 100+ yards, I believe, and under like 15 carries. He was running that ball all over that Ravens defense for sure. And it goes to show to a testament, that the Ravens defense is not going to win you a lot of games. And also from an offensive standpoint, Lamar's going to have to do everything himself at this point if they're going to have to play close to competition at this point.
For sure. Raiders took on the Chiefs in I'm still calling it Arrowhead. I don't give a fuck. In
Arrowhead. Screw all that, yeah.
Raiders lost 30-29. Raiders were up fucking 17-0, choked it away. Derek Carr almost cost me fantasy. He's trash. I'm trading him for Geno Smith in fantasy, and I don't really believe in Geno Smith yet. So Chiefs, they don't even look that much better. Chiefs, you let yourself get down 17-0. I don't care if you came back. Both teams, this game was
both offenses were struggling.
Yeah,
I mean, it was basically the Kelsey show for on checkdowns, basically. With 4 touchdowns, I believe he had in one game.
Yep, Kelsey got the touchdowns. MVS
got the touchdowns. Well, and unfortunately for me, he didn't get he didn't eat in the other places. But yeah, that's besides the point.
Oh, that was funny. Yeah, I forgot about that. You were saying.
Give me a second. I gotta handle this.
All right. Well, YTC was telling me, he was saying, "Yo, I'm gonna be selfish. I hope you don't win in fantasy. I hope Derek Carr sells you in fantasy because I lost today, so nobody else is allowed to win today." That was some fucked up things to say, but it's all good. Don't worry about it. Look, what was I gonna say? I just lost my train of thought. Yeah, the Chiefs, like I said, even though they won, they were still down most of the game. They didn't look great. MVS got most of the yards. Kelsey got the touchdown. CH didn't do much. Their backup running back, I forgot what his name is. What the fuck? It starts with a J. I know he had a decent game on the ground. And then the Raiders, like I said, Devontae wasn't great. And I don't know what the hell happened. I forgot that he pushed some dude down and he slammed his shit in the sideline. He was a big baby. I mean, if just play better at that point. Yeah, Pacheco. That's Pacheco, whatever his name is. Mac Hollins for the Raiders. Something was up with him. He couldn't fucking catch shit. It was horrible. Fuck, why did my girlfriend text me? Give me 2 seconds, everybody. Yeah, sorry. Matt Collins couldn't catch a damn thing. He dropped 2 touchdowns in the red zone. I mean the end zone. And granted, they were highly contested by the cornerbacks of the Chiefs, but even then, those are balls he could have caught. Raiders, their car almost sold me. So that's that. Let me see what we got. Tomorrow night, Thursday Night Football. We got the Commanders taking on the Bears. Now, YTC is not here right now. I'll just go straight into that. Commanders, Bears. We saw a horrible matchup last week. It was the Broncos and the Colts. It was shit. But we got to see another one, unfortunately. Now, I don't want to be live for it, but I'm going to be live for it with YTC on his channel. But it was horrible. It's a horrible matchup. I'm about to cancel my Amazon Prime because this is ridiculous. I don't know. I gotta wait for YTC to see what his thoughts are. Let me post the link on here. That way, somebody could come on to talk with us. Anybody want to come on stream to talk about tomorrow's games tomorrow, and then everybody else's game? Come on, Michael. I know you want to talk about it because you're a Bears fan. I'll give you a minute. Yeah, I'm by myself right now. Let's talk more about tomorrow, I guess, while we wait for Michael or YTC to pop on. We got the Commanders led by Carson Wentz. There's not much I could say about them. I mean, we saw Ron Rivera bash Carson Wentz the other day when they were asking what is the reason that the rest of the NFC East is ahead of you guys. You know, the Giants are 4-1, the Eagles are 5-0, and the Cowboys are 4-1. And you got the Commanders themselves that are 1-4. I mean, we're way ahead of them. And Ron Rivera said one thing. He said quarterback. It was that simple. It's funny because a lot of Washington fans and, you know, people that root for the team, they were saying, oh, Carson Wentz is going to bounce back. He got Terry McLaurin, Dotson, Brian Robinson before he got shot. And we have, what's his name? The dude from the Patriots. I forgot his name. I don't know if Michael, you know what I'm talking about. The dude from the Patriots.
Yeah, N'Keal Harry, if you're talking.
No, not N'Keal Harry. No, I'm talking about the dude that's on Washington right now.
Well, I don't know about
Myers. Is it Myers? It might be Myers. I think that's.
I don't think it is Myers. I was looking at the starting lineup, and the receiving core is Terry McCourt. No shocker.
Oh, Curtis. I forgot about Curtis Samuel as well.
Yeah, Curtis Samuel too. Again, no shocker. The rookie wide receiver that they drafted, who had a good game against the Titans, will not be playing this game. Also, Logan Thomas. I don't think he even played the season. He's also not playing.
Yeah, Carcass. I forgot the fucking name of the dude that's on the Washington right now. That he was from the Patriots. I don't remember, but he's D.U.B. Brown. That's his name. D.U.B. Brown. That's his name.
Yeah, no, D.U.B. Brown was from Wash. He was a draft pick from them actually. He wasn't from there.
I thought he was on the Patriots before.
No, he was a draft pick in the mid rounds. I know because Gregory and a bunch of Washington fans were trolling me about him being better than all our receiving core in this channel. But yeah, I'm back. So going into the game, they have Terry McLaurin. I know Curtis Samuel. They have John Bates, and I think he's going to be starting since Logan Thomas is out.
Who the fuck is John Bates?
Well, I call him John Norman Bates because of preseason. I watched a couple of preseason games. I noticed a couple of weapons they've had. You know, they've been talking about. That's how I know. So,
hey,
yeah.
I don't know who the fuck John Bates. Listen, this is how much I care about the fucking Washington football team, or Redskins, or whatever the fuck their name is. This is how much I care about them. That I don't even know their damn roster. I just know they have Carson Wentz taking up space for no reason. Now, before we keep talking about that,
also, D.U.B. Brown had a 2-touchdown performance last week, so that's something you're gonna have to keep an eye out as well.
Honestly, he's hold on. Give me
he's out.
Butters Michaels.
Okay.
Hold on. We got the dude in the comments saying a bunch of stupid shit. Honestly, bro, you're bringing up TTC and all this shit that I don't know about, I don't care about. I'm just going to block you because it's stupid.
Yeah, just block it. Don't waste your time.
I was going to block it, but I was on your channel, but I'm not moderated.
Well, I already did it, so. Anyways.
Yeah.
Listen, tomorrow, I expect it to be close because
before you make your prediction, I want to say that
what?
If you go look at the starting lineup, the offensive line, his starting right tackle, I don't know who it is out. And
so Duke Charles? I don't know.
No. Charles Leno is playing. His other blindside protection is out. And
Sam Cosmi?
Yeah, it's a random for the Chicago Bears who we cut.
Oh, the dude.
Cornelius Lucas. Yeah, Cornelius Lucas,
okay. Yeah. Well, like I said, the Commanders, both the Bears offense isn't good. The Commanders defense isn't good. Carson Wentz is trash.
They're missing Chase Young. They only have. Yeah.
I'm gonna take the Bears this game. Give me the Bears.
Yeah, I took the Bears too, and they're at home.
Give me the Bears by
I took the Bears too.
I took the Bears 21-20 in the pick'ems as well. It's going to be a close one-score game. I think it'll just be 1 point. That's how close it'll be.
Yeah, you're gonna
have the early 20s.
You're gonna have to give me the Bears by a field goal because this.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck about this game, honestly.
I mean, I'm only doing it because I have props in line as well because it's my job to do prime time. So yeah, that's basically it.
But since you were gone before YTC, I didn't get to talk about this game because I was waiting for you. We forgot to talk about the most important game of the week. Butters, you know what the most important game of the week was?
The most important game. Are you talking about that shitty ass Thursday night football game?
No. We talked about that. We're talking about the New York Football Giants taking on the Green Bay Packers in London as the away team and smacking them 27-22. And I say smacking because the second half was damn near a fucking blowout.
We held them to 0.
We held them to 0. Hold on. Technically, we held them 2 points. So.
No, that the defense gave up 0 points. We gave them 2 points on the offense, therefore 0 points allowed from the defense because we didn't give up any points.
We felt bad. We spotted them 2 points in the end just for fun. Butters, now you know how. Now hopefully your Bears know how to beat the Packers. We showed you guys, and listen,
we give your entire division the blueprint.
As long as Aaron Rodgers is, I'm not saying it's possible that the Bears can beat the Packers because the Packers don't look like a good team like they were last year, and that's only because they don't have the receivers. I mean, Lazard, don't get me wrong, he's a consistent receiver, but he's not a number one type of wide receiver.
Yeah, he's not. So, their best receiver right now, in my opinion, is Romeo Doubs, but even though he didn't do well against the Giants, he's practically their clear cut number one guy, in my opinion. And Romeo Doubs.
I haven't seen much of Christian Watson.
Christian Watson they use a lot in the end around. He's been mostly used as a runner than an actual receiver.
Yeah, that's like a Walmart Claypool right now. So that's what he is. As far as the Packers go, they were up 17-3 at one point. Then we got a touchdown before the half, made it 17-10. Packers drove down, got a field goal with as time expired in the half, 20-10. And then the second half was all Giants. I mean, Saquon and Danny, they were going off. Then Saquon, unfortunately, hurt his shoulder. He was out for a drive or two. And guess what? Danny did what he had to do. He drove down the field 90-something yards and put some points on the board. After that,
I got to give credit, though. I got to give credit to DJ, for doing all that, driving on the field and winning the game. And also, I can't believe I have to give this man credit. I know I got to bring the elephant in the room, but, great game from Slayton, by the way. 6 for 79. He made catches when he had to for once.
Yeah, I mean, there was that one play that he should have turned around and fucking, caught the ball, but it's all good. We still won. After that, Saquon ran the ball in the end zone when he came back from the locker room. He fought his way out the fucking locker room because the trainers were going to keep him behind. And then, it was all game from there. The defense strip sacked to end the game. Dexter Lawrence was the one that strip sacked it, and then Kayvon Thibodeau was the one that made the tackle to end it. And Kayvon Thibodeau, Xavier McKinney, Dexter Lawrence, those are my MVPs on defense. I can't choose one over the other. Yeah,
exactly, for sure. And also, it's only going to get better as I talk about SportsWorld when we get further into that topic.
Yes, sir. Carcast, he said, how about Randall Cobb? He's Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, they still will always have.
What's up, John Jay?
John Jay, what's going on?
Carcast, he's not. I know Bay might disagree.
No, Cobb is reliable, but he's not as elite as he was before. He can make a couple of catches. He only makes catches to get first downs, but he's obviously
not the number. He's obviously not the number one, but
he's a possession receiver.
Randall Cobb still gets busy. So
I know he does. At this point of his career, he's just a catch receiver. At this point, just a chain mover receiver. They just throw like an in route or like 10 yards or something like that, basically to pick up a first down. He's the guy that would probably go to in the slot or outside.
Listen, that's Michael's favorite receiver of all time.
Yo, what's good, RJ? What's good?
Who was that? Who was that receiver? Oh yeah. Your favorite receiver is Deshaun Jackson.
Oh yeah. That's funny. Listen.
Funny.
Where's Deshaun Jackson at right now? Exactly. Anyways, let's get to the predictions for week 6. Trying to keep this organized, my guy. So We talked about Thursday Night Football. Let's get to the Jaguars at Colts. What you guys got?
Give me the Colts. I'm gonna take the Colts in the second meeting.
I think the
By the way,
Jaguars.
let's speed through these predictions because we got a lot of them. So, Jaguars.
Yeah, I took the Colts at home. I think they're gonna split the series with the Jaguars.
I took the Jaguars.
Took the Jaguars.
I'll take the Colts at home.
Yeah, give me the Colts at home. I think they split. Patriots at Browns. What you guys got?
Give me the Patriots. I think with that offense, the way it's looking right now, and the defense playing very, very well, I think Belichick might be able to win this one out right here.
Michael,
and they're running the ball really well.
I took Cleveland.
Oh, Cleveland?
So Cleveland, yeah, I got to take Cleveland as well. Lone Buccaneer, what's popping, my man? For the John Jay said Butters Purple Pocket Podcast, and Jay told me that the Vikings still own you. Jesus.
Hey, you asked me that. You already told me that, John Jay, and what did I tell you? Tell Purple Podcaster to change his fucking his podcast name before you ever mention him bring him up to me. Other than that, I have no. Don't even mention the Purple Podcaster unless he changes his name.
That's funny. Browns, give me the Browns. Just like Michael said, give me the Browns. I don't think the Patriots are gonna do shit on offense, to be honest. Bengals at Saints. Who you guys got?
Bengals and Saints. Give me the Saints at home. They're finally finding a rhythm on offense. I'm taking the Saints.
I actually took the Bengals to win.
But yeah, I'm taking the Saints at home.
Give me the Saints at home as well. I think they won last week.
And also because Zach Wilson. Oh, it's not Zach Wilson. Zach Taylor's been playing horrible as a head coach right now. He doesn't know how to utilize his weapons for anything at this point.
Yeah. Let me see. Lone Buccaneer said, I got 12 out of 16 games right from last week. Well, good for you, man.
Oh, you went 12 for 4? That's cool.
So,
10 for 6. Oh, yeah.
We got Bucks at Steelers. This should be easy. I got the Bucks.
Give me the Bucks.
Bucks.
Michael got Bucks, yeah.
No explanation needed.
We'll keep on from there. 49ers in Atlanta versus the Falcons.
I'm going to take the 49ers by a lucky field goal, but don't be surprised if Atlanta, keeps it competitive. There are no slouches this year on offense right now.
Michael,
they pose for any problem since they're the home team right now. But I'll take the Niners.
Before I say something, Michael, you go.
There are no slouches.
I took the Niners.
I'm going to have to take the Falcons. I wouldn't be surprised if the Niners win. I'm not either winner. Whoever wins, I won't be surprised. But I'm going to take the Falcons. They're just only because they're at home and their offense isn't too bad. So, give me the Falcons by 3. We got the Jets taking on the Packers in Lambeau.
Give me the Packers and Lambeau. I think after that game that they had against us, they're going to be out for blood, I believe. They're going to take their frustrations out on the Jets right now. But the Jets could keep it close because their defense is really good, so it might be a close game.
All right.
Yeah, I got the Packers.
Hey, I want to say shout out to my boy Anthony. When I was living in Union City, he was security right next to the supermarket right next to me. And I just want to say one thing to Anthony: your Jets are going down tomorrow. You're not the Giants. You're not beating the Packers. So stop it. I know he's not in the comment section or anything, but I'll send this to him. Don't worry about it because he was talking shit saying if the Giants could do it, so can the Jets. Vikings at Dolphins. We don't even know who the quarterback is going to be. But
Skylar Thompson.
All right. Well, give me the Dolphins.
I took the Dolphins, assuming Tua's coming back, or even Bridgewater. Either way, one of those two quarterbacks come back, I think they'll win.
Even with Skylar Thompson, give me the Dolphins. I think the Vikings defense is ass. And
like Miami's defense is way better than Minnesota right now, so I took the Dolphins as well.
Yeah, give me the Dolphins. What about you, Michael? Michael? Oh, he's muted. All right, well. Give me the Dolphins. I just think the Vikings defense ass, and I think from there, Cheetah, Waddle, Mostert, they're all gonna go off.
Yeah, they have a lot. They have more firepower on offense and a better defense currently. So yeah,
like John Jay said, 49ers Falcons 50-50.
That's a 50-50. It's anyone's game.
I agree. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna take the Falcons just because they're at home.
But I'm taking the Niners only because they have a well-established head coaching right now.
Lone Buccaneer.
Falcons.
Lone Buccaneer. If the Packers lose, to 2 New York/New Jersey teams in a row, clearly something's wrong with the Packers.
All right, I'm back.
No, Cody Odell. No, sadly, I won't do the Niners game on Sunday. I'm doing the Giants and Ravens and Bills and Chiefs. I'm covering my team.
Yeah, Michael. So what was saying? Dolphins, Vikings. What was your prediction?
I said the Vikings.
All right, so you got the Vikings, and we got the
All right.
Dolphins. All right, Panthers. The new Panthers, the free Panthers, take on the Rams in LA. Give me the Rams. It's not even a debate.
Give me the Rams by barely, but it's a low-scoring game. I'm gonna take it because the Rams' offense is struggling.
The Rams are trash. I don't really root for them. I'm not gonna bet on them, so I would never.
I wouldn't put no money on that. But
I wouldn't be surprised if this trash ass fucking team loses to the Panthers with nothing. But at the same time,
they lost to a 0-11 Jets one time. They could lose to anyone. I remember that one year they lost to the Jets and they were winless and they gave them their first win. It could happen. It's the Rams.
That was 2 years ago. It's crazy. We got the Cardinals taking on the Seahawks in the.
Give me the Cardinals actually.
Give
me the Cardinals to win the first matchup. I'm calling that upset. Yeah, the Cardinals winning.
Oh damn,
the Seahawks.
Michael disappeared. It's all good.
Oh damn. Right, but yeah, I'm taking the Cardinals to head to Seattle. They tend to do well in Seattle. I mean, they played really well against the last time they played, I believe. Yeah. It's just that, they played in the final game. They played spoiler for the division. But yeah, Cardinals played them pretty well. So I'll take the Cardinals.
Listen, in this divisional matchup. You're going to have to give me the Seahawks, the 12s. They got to win that game. Give me the Seahawks. I think Geno Smith is going to dot that defense up if, he's doing what he keeps doing.
I mean, it's a divisional game, so these games are tricky, and it can go either way these divisional matchups.
Speaking of I'm going to save this game for last. But we got 2 divisional games next, and then we got a real big game that we gotta watch. But I'm gonna skip one for now. We got the Broncos and the Chargers divisional matchup in LA.
Monday Night Football, yeah.
Who do you got?
Give me the Chargers. Give me the Chargers at home. The Broncos are abysmal on offense right now. It's clear they have no identity, no head coaching. Their defense is the only bright spot they have moving forward, but just an abysmal mess from the offensive side.
Give me the Chargers by a touchdown, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if the Chargers are a little underwhelming considering that's how it's been this whole season so far. So
probably next week, Cody. Probably next week. I think you guys are playing the Chiefs the following week, so I will probably do that Sunday night game, Cody.
We got the Cowboys in Philly taking on the Eagles. Divisional matchup.
This is my second upset. I'm taking the Cowboys on an upset here.
Yep, so am I.
I have a feeling because they own them on primetime for some reason. They've owned them on primetime for the last couple of meetings, and their Cowboys really do well against the division. They've been owning the entire division. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
The way it's been going.
Yeah, and I think Jalen Hurts is going to struggle with that defense.
And that defense is going to eat Jalen Hurts alive. I think now he's going up like a real front seven. That Cowboys defense is going to eat all over Jalen Hurts and limit his use of his legs. They're going to contain him, I believe.
Hey, Corey Harris, make sure you get your tissues ready. Then the most important game, the second most important game of the week, which I want to, talk about, is the Bills taking on the Chiefs in Arrowhead once again. The rematch of the rematch.
AFC Championship game, the rematch of that. No, divisional round, not the Bengals. The rematch of the divisional game, the coin toss game. But yeah, anyway.
Give me the Bills. I think they're going to be pissed off.
Give me the Bills at home. They're going to be They're going to be pissed off after that. It's usually teams, from what I've noticed, that they lose in the big championship games, and then when they play each other the following week, the losing team tends to have the revenge game. I have a feeling that's what this case is going to be. I think the Bills will win at home. They'll go in with that defense. A much better defense and same offense from last year that was top 5 in the league right now. They're going to go in and beat the Chiefs. The Chiefs struggled against the Raiders too, so
give me the Bills on the road. Give me the Bills on the road. I think it's gonna be close. The Bills are still gonna win because they're pissed, but give me the Bills by a field goal on the road.
I could have sworn it was prime time.
Nope. So for some reason it's not. I mean, it's still America's game of the week, but it's not prime time.
I might be able to host it though. I could have sworn, but whatever.
I mean,
I'll check my schedule for
now. The most important.
Hang on. I'll check my schedule for next week though, John G. I won't make any promises though, but I'll see if we'll see if there's any scheduling for that I can do.
All right, well, the most important game of the week, Ravens coming to East Rutherford, New Jersey to take on the New York Football Giants. All right, I'll let you talk first. Go ahead.
Heading into this game, you already know. Only because we're a second-half team and also because we're playing a team that's, the complete opposite. I'm taking the Giants 24-20. This is the first time in a very long time I feel confident going to a game that we can actually win. This is the first time
against a playoff team at that. Simple. Give me the Giants. All right. I don't want to pick us because every time I don't pick us, we win. Or, really depends on the matchup. Because like last week I didn't pick us something. But superstition aside,
versus the Panthers and we still win. So,
superstition aside, give us this W. All right. Wink Martindale is gonna eat Lamar. And the Giants,
but he's gonna find something for Lamar, and also because that's gonna bring us to the topic of sports world for sure.
Yeah, the Giants, they
I wanted to talk about.
The Giants, part of this. Like you said, are a second half team. The Ravens choked twice this year in the second half.
Also there's a stat line. We've been outscoring a lot of opponents 101-73 in the I think the stat line in the first 5 weeks of the league already. We've been outscoring opponents in the second half, so it's clear the Giants are a second half team.
It's actually 70 something to 30 something. That's what I saw.
Yeah, but still, on general principle, we're outscoring a lot of people in the second half.
Yeah, either way, we're still outscoring people, which is beautiful to watch. Give us that game against the Ravens. I mean, I think we could take it.
And we're at home as well. Also, we're at home. It's going to help with the crowd. Especially now we're winning. That crowd's going to be a huge factor to us keeping that defense with high momentum for sure. That crowd's going to be packed over there.
Yep, it's going to be beautiful. So, all right, that was our week 6 predictions. All right, we're going to come back. We're going to take a break 5 minutes, and then we're going to come back and talk about some week 6 betting and then some fantasy football after that. And we got a few things to talk about after that as well. So,
for sure.
Yeah. So we'll be back in 5 minutes.
I'll see you in a few minutes.
take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, isn't that spitting slow, spitting fast? I could roast, I could gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past and the pettiness. A reflection of the emptiness, hilarious. You think you're worth my time, you're delirious, mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior, inferior. You know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah. Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help, I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit, I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit, I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable. Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages, a vacant modern kingdom for the taking. Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help, I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit, I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit, I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit, I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
All right, we're back from
All
break.
right.
What's popping, everybody? Look,
I'm hyped. Anyway,
he sound hype. All right, NFL Week 6
look at
betting.
shut up, Tommy. Anyway,
Hey,
whatever.
Tommy, kiss my ass. All right,
Yeah.
you don't like it? You know, go watch ESPN with the other sheep, like my description says. Anyways, so I'm gonna give you guys 3 bets that I'm picking for this week, spreads wise, and YTC, you can do the same. I don't know about you if you guys notice, if anybody in the comments or YTC, I know you definitely notice. These spreads have been fucking ridiculous. I mean, they're either way too spread or they're way too close. Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, they're way too close. It makes you contemplate and think, because both scenarios are likely possible. That's how bad it is, these spreads these years.
I can't tell if Vegas is losing money or they're making money. But you know,
that's why I've stood away from spreads. You know, I've been doing a lot of props and actual, lines and overs. That's why I've been trying to stay as much away from it and rely on the players themselves.
Yeah, I will say. What's up? Tommy Huxley said, "I don't watch that garbage. I'd rather watch the Bold and the Beautiful." All right then. Well, listen,
that's fine.
All right, so games that I'm picking for this week, spread wise, give me. All right, there's a few of them that are so close that I want to take. Like Commanders are -1. But that's like so close that I just can't.
That's too close. I mean, it's practically a money line at this point.
Yeah,
but I'm taking the plus with Chicago only because I'm winning.
But I can't. I can't take
Chicago plus 1 for me.
I can't.
I'll take Chicago plus 1.
I can't do that because
I know
that's just too close.
I know, but I'm gonna take Chicago plus 1. Because I picked Chicago.
But I will say, Dallas Cowboys plus 6.5.
Oh, that's easy money right there.
That's easy money for me. Tommy Huxley, peace out, man. And yeah, hit the like.
All right, see ya. But, hit the like on the way out. That's easy
6.5.
money right there.
Yeah, that's
easy money. The Cowboys are definitely going to stay within one possession if they don't win. But I think they're going to win, though. The games between the Cowboys and Eagles are always down to the wire.
That's a fact.
It's not a blowout with the Cowboys winning on top.
We got the Bills and the Chiefs over 54. I'm taking the over, hammering the over.
I'm hammering the over. Both offenses are going to go ham. it might be low scoring, like, like a 14-10 or like, 14, 13-ish. Like, it might not be like uppity up in the 20s in the early half.
Yeah.
But most likely in the second half is when hell's going to break loose and it's a shootout.
Like I
and that's
said,
when
I'm
you get
gonna
over.
hammer the over. I mean, for me, that just sounds like easy money. And we're looking at another game. We got hold on, I'm trying to see it right here. Where is it at? Oh yeah, of course, my team. Giants plus 5.5. Sounds like easy money to me as well.
Plus
Sounds
5
like
Giants.
Because even if we do lose, I feel like we'll lose by 5, and that's still covering the spread. So
I think we're 3-1 against the spread though. For up so far, I think we were 4-1, I believe.
Yeah,
We covered the plus 8
because we've been.
What was the Cowboy? I forgot what the Cowboy line was going to that game. So I could have sworn
I
it
think it was like -1 for us.
Oh, -1 for us.
Yeah,
oh no,
lost that one.
we lost that spread, but yeah, we're 4-1 in the spread as well, as long as with our record.
We won the spread obviously because we won the upset in Tennessee. Then what was the second game of the year? That was the Panthers game by 2. We won that one by
we covered
by
the spread.
1
It was minus Giants were -7 against the Bears going into that week. We covered the spread by 8, so yeah.
Yeah, we covered that spread. We lost the Cowboys one, and then yesterday, this weekend,
The Packers, we definitely covered that plus 8.5. Definitely covered that.
Yeah, that was easy money because I mean, plus 8.5 was ridiculous. If I'm talking about these stupid ass.
So far, the Giants have been covering a lot of spreads so far. One of my bets though is them getting 10 points at the half. Hopefully that pans out because the Ravens defense is they've been laying up a lot of points.
The Giants,
I think we can get 10 points though.
For the Giants,
yeah, Ravens, the half. I think we can get 10 points by the half or more.
The over/under is 45. I would probably take the under.
I'd probably take the under because it's two good defenses. It might be like a low-scoring game, like 20-17, probably 21-17ish around that area.
I wouldn't say
one team is going to get like the early 20s. The other team's going to probably be below 20. There's no in between, in my opinion.
Yeah, us.
Us on top, exactly.
You got any bets that you're? I know you got some bets that you showed me. What about parlays?
It's for Thursday night. Yeah, Thursday night. I have Brian Robinson, Mr. Many Men, going off against the Bears and getting his first TD in his career against the Bears defense has been struggling. And also, I'm taking Terry McLaurin to stat pad at the end like he always does with Carson Wentz. Either way, he ends up stat padding it regardless at the end of the game if they're winning or losing. So he's able to rack up a couple of yards.
Let's talk Brian Robinson for a second because I like him. Not only just because he got shot and now he's back, but I like Brian Robinson. He seems like a cool dude.
I mean, I wanted the Giants to pick him up because I was unsure about Saquon's injury. I didn't think Saquon was going to come back the same way. My eyes were starting to wander to alternatives, and he was one of the alternatives.
I think dude is talented, of course, but like the man just came back from getting shot, and I don't know if he's going to – he got to rush 50 or 70. What's the parlay?
50. It's 49 and a half. 50.
49 and a half, yeah, 50 yards. He can. I just don't feel comfortable putting money on that.
No, but the goal line. No, mine's just risk free. I take my money risk free. So on Thursday night, if I don't win, then I just allocate it to Sunday. Basically, that's what I like about FanDuel for what I use.
For the people who are not doing risk free bets, I don't feel comfortable putting my money on that. But for touchdown, I probably do feel comfortable on that. I mean, the Bears.
But I took Montgomery and Brian Robinson because they use Brian Robinson a lot in goal line situations, even though he hasn't been successful. But still, they use him a lot in the goal line.
Terry stat padding, I don't know as well. Just because
the Bears secondary is dealing with a lot of injuries right now at the moment. They're putting up a rookie, so he might be able to get a couple of yards on that one.
Yeah, but they only gave up 4 passing touchdowns so far, which is not bad at all.
I know, but Minnesota had a field day against them, on offense, like 296, I believe. So he could be. Yeah, Justin Jefferson got. I know he's not Justin Jefferson, but still, I think he should be able to go up against that inexperienced secondary.
What else?
It's not one of the worst, but it's inexperienced right now.
What else do you got for?
For that spread, Montgomery going off against Washington's defense, 60 yards, 60 and a half yards, which is 61, and a touchdown as well. Montgomery's probably the only scorer I would trust.
That one's easy money, but what else? What other parlays you got?
That's practically it. I don't put my parlays till like Sunday. It's a new formula. I won last week. It's a new formula I'm trying to do with quarterbacks, running back, 2 running backs, and 2 wide receivers. I think I might have cracked the formula to give me the best chance to win every Sunday. I'm not saying I'm going to win every Sunday because there's, I can't win every single one of them, but it gives me the best opportunity, to keep moving forward and winning games. Yeah. So I think I'll be able to win a lot more bets before the season's done and said, for sure.
Let's see if there's any spreads you would take. What about plus 10 Panthers against the Rams?
Plus 10 Panthers? I might be tempted to take the spread only because the Rams' offense has been struggling,
But
and
it's the
also because
Panthers.
I know it's the Panthers, but still, I don't think the Rams are going to cover the -10 because their offense has been struggling to an extent.
Yeah, they have been struggling. And then we got
And the Panthers do have a front. The Panthers do have a D line though, with Brian Burns and Derek Brown and stuff like that, and Shaq Thompson. They got a couple of guys there that can contain them and contain the run game from Darrell Henderson and them dudes.
plus 3.5 Dolphins at home against the Vikings. You're gonna have to give me that plus 3.5 if I'm gonna take it. I mean,
I might take the 3.5 as well.
These are some risky
Just
ones.
now.
I mean, you got the Falcons that are plus 5.5. I'm gonna take that just because they're at home. Plus 5.5 doesn't seem like a bad spread to take on that.
Doesn't seem like a bad spread, but I'm gonna play it safe. I'm gonna take the -5 with the Niners though. I could be wrong though, but that's just me.
The over under for that game is 44.5. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking the over on that game.
I'm thinking the over
Be honest.
as well. I think because
Both offenses have been moving forward so good, really, yeah. And also the Falcons can put up points, even if they're from behind as well. The Niners too. Both offenses are capable of putting up points.
Yeah.
So far.
Trying to see if there's anything else as far as like all right, let's think. First touchdown of the day, Jets Packers. Aaron Jones -140, AJ Dillon +125, Lazard is +150. I mean, it looks like just Packers from here. Breece Hall is the only Jets one for +165 so far.
For the Jets, I might take Breece Hall. Is Michael Carter up there?
Behind Breece Hall, but yeah.
I might take Michael Carter though because they use him a lot of goal line situations. He's the primary back. I would take I would take a prop of Michael Carter and Aaron Jones and Romeo Doubs, getting in the end zone in my opinion for first TD parlays. I would take one of those three.
All right. What about for the Washington game tomorrow? David Montgomery's +115. Then you got
Montgomery. The three candidates I would take at the first TD though are Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel for Washington, right? And then David Montgomery and Justin Fields because Fields might run it himself, to be honest.
Well,
so
Montgomery's
4 possibilities.
Montgomery's +115, McLaurin's +230, Fields is +235, Robinson is 235, and then Curtis Samuel.
I would take Curtis Samuel though. That's some good value right there because Curtis Samuel's been eating a lot of yards in the slot. He's been basically the conductor of that offense in Washington. And Curtis Samuel for sure. He might get a couple of cracks at it, so I think Curtis Samuel wouldn't be a bad choice.
And I know Jahan Dotson is probably going to be out, right?
Yeah, Jahan Dotson and Diami Brown.
Well, Diami Brown's
Cam Sims, I believe.
Diami
Brown's in? I thought it was the other one.
But he's there. He's there for anytime touchdown score. He's there for plus 375.
Wouldn't be bad, but I would still go with Curtis Samuel over him, to be honest. In my opinion.
I'm looking at some
Curtis Samuel.
I'm looking for some other. I got Brian Robinson and David Montgomery +150 rush yards and one rush touchdown combined, +200.
I don't think that would happen only because of Brian Robinson.
Yeah,
I love Brian Robinson. Don't get me wrong, but I don't see Montgomery getting past like 80 yards. I believe mostly would have to come from Montgomery with 1 + 50 together. I just don't see it happening right now.
How about this one? We got Saquon and J.K. Dobbins +200 rush yards and 2 rush touchdowns combined.
Maybe with Saquon, yes, but not J.K. Dobbins because it's going to get to the next topic of Sports World. I'm probably going to have to say it now, just to explain my point.
I got you. We're going to move on anyway. Let's get to fantasy football next. All right, I was just looking at some bets that you can look at. This week is a little more dry with betting, especially since none of us have.
It's a little more dry, but there's still some.
Yeah, you have your parlay. You have your parlay, but other than that, we don't have that much else. Fantasy football. What we at this week? How you looking?
I took a horrible loss this week in my main league, but my second league I won. I'm 3-2 in that league, and I'm 2-3 in that league. My Darren Waller, he was non-existent, and my running backs started to drift away. Not Kamara, but like Khalil Herbert and Chase Edmonds. They really didn't. They produced a point each, so that's a tough loss right there. Devontae Adams was the only saving grace I had with 27 points in my offense. Listen, and Kyler also underperformed at 16.
This dude, Derek Carr almost fucking sold me. He was my last player. He was my quarterback. It was quarterback versus kicker. The kicker on the other team was Daniel Carlson, so that wasn't the best matchup. But even as quarterback versus kicker, surely Derek Carr is not that trash to almost lose to a fucking kicker. He was that trash. All right. I almost lost. I was down at one point like 7 points because of a kicker. And Derek Carr managed to get that lucky ass touchdown to Devontae, that second touchdown, which put me up by 1, and I stood at 1. Thank the Lord. In the end, Adams and Hunter Renfrow just ran into each other so that there was no field goal. I would have lost. I'm 4-1 in one of my leagues. My money league, I'm 3-2. My other league, I dropped to 3-2. I took a horrible loss by like 30 points, so that was humbling. But it's all good. It's a 20-man league. It's hard to find people on waivers. If you're looking for people on waivers, if he's not picked up already, Ken Walker, hammer that. Rashad Penny's out with a broken fibula.
I'm gonna give you advice to take this guy off of waivers. This is only if James Conner and the backup is out. Take Benjamin. He's gonna get all the carries now if James Conner is out next week. So that would be a waiver wire watch that I would look for if you need a running back to start this week.
Somebody to look at. All right. Yeah, no, I'm gonna go. Like I said, I stashed Ken Walker and Damian Pierce in the league.
That's why I picked up. I picked up Benjamin in case he starts over James Conner because Conner might not play.
I drafted Damian Pierce and Ken Walker, and I stashed them both, but I ended up trading Damian Pierce anyway. And, it doesn't matter. I got good running backs regardless. I mean, it sucks because Damian Pierce is going to start eating. Rex Burkface is probably out of here, but it's all good. Somebody to look at for waivers, I'm looking at don't take Taysom Hill. Whoever is gonna fall.
Yeah, don't take Taysom Hill at all. Please don't.
I know people are gonna fall for this Taysom Hill shit. Please don't. We see this shit every year. I mean, just please don't. Randall Cobb might eat against the Jets. I will say that. I think he's getting a target a little bit more lately because people are covering Dobbs and Lazard. Lazard is only there for
also, I picked up Randall Cobb as well in waiver wire only because Devontae Adams is out this week. The Raiders are on a bye week, so I had to put in Gerald Everett and start Randall Cobb and Dobbs. So I'm relying on both of those receivers to go off this week for the Packers.
If you need a quarterback badly, consider taking Skylar Thompson. Even though he's a QB3, he's still got Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. If you need a quarterback that bad.
And also, if not, I would consider Geno Smith and Marcus Mariota. Mariota might go off, and Marcus Mariota in the offense has been, he might be going to put you with some decent points around 17 to 20, I believe. He might get you some decent points at quarterback if you need a quarterback for rotation. If your main starting quarterback's out for the week.
If you're looking for a tight end, please do not pick up Irv Smith. That's always a trap for me. Don't pick up Irv Smith because every time he's always there. Just try to do your best because Irv Smith is not it. Donovan Peoples-Jones, I've been seeing on waivers a lot too. That's somebody to pick up. He's like a lower end Michael Gallup, and I like him. If you're looking for,
Donovan people might get you a decent 8 to 12 points in the flex, I believe. But he should do pretty well, I believe, for, if you're streaming wide receivers, if your main receivers are not playing this week, might be something you want to stream this week.
Waiver wire, we could take D.U.B. Brown as well. That's not a bad one.
Yeah, D.U.B. Brown.
And if you need a wide receiver this bad, because he did have a good game last week, and he could potentially duplicate it, Darius Slayton. I mean, I don't believe in Slayton enough to take him.
Also, Darius Slayton, yeah, for sure. He might be a pickup.
But it depends because Wandell might play. So we don't know.
I mean, Wandell's getting used to a new offense, so I don't think he'll see that much targets. He'll get 3 to 4 catches, I believe. But I think Slayton's going to be the one carrying the boatload.
Well, speaking of Giants players that are playing and stuff like that, I know you've been dying to talk about this. Let's move on to Sports World. What you got for me, bro?
So it was an injury report actually about the Giants that I wanted to mention. That's going to become very vital to the game on Sunday versus the Ravens.
So what's the injury report? I don't know.
So guess who's on track to coming back on Sunday after the practice they had? They're limited in practice, but they're on track to coming back. These 4 players, but mostly these 3 players that are going to be a huge factor to us.
Is Leonard Williams
coming back? I'm getting there. Hang on. Okay. Leonard Williams, Azeez Ojulari, and Wan'Dale Robinson and Tyrod Taylor. Those 4 are on pace to come back this week. Just for the fact we're getting Azeez, Leonard Williams, and Wan'Dale, it's going to pay a lot of dividends with those 3 players. And it increases my confidence of us winning because Leonard Williams is a huge part of that run defense, and now it's going to come in at the right time to play against J.K. Dobbins for sure.
Yep, and Dexter Lawrence has been eating without Leonard, so it should be even better when.
So I think Leonard is going to have fuel to the fire just to help him stop the run, so he doesn't have to carry alone. That's going to come handy for that run defense.
Wan'Dale I already kind of knew about, but I wasn't 100% sure yet. He's looking like he can play, so we don't know yet. But Wan'Dale, There's a chance.
At this point, we need anybody. At this point, we need anybody at the receiver. I mean, he's not. We need somebody at this point at receiver. So, it's anybody's minute to take at this point. If you want to be the number one guy, it's yours to take right now.
What about Adoree Jackson? We have anything on him yet?
No, nothing yet. So far, he's just limited, I believe.
All right, well,
nothing really.
He probably might play. I know Cordell Flott didn't practice, so that sucks. Kadarius Toney, I don't know what the hell is with Kadarius Toney. And
looks like we're not stuck with Nick McLeod. Nick McLeod did pretty well for small role for what we had.
Yeah, Nick McLeod, we had the other. What's the other corner that we had?
Also, Landon Collins might also Aaron Robinson for sure. Also, Adoree, and also here's the thing though. I don't know, Fabian Moreau's been playing pretty well for us. I'm not gonna lie to you. He's been emerging as a cornerback that we can rely on, to be honest. He's had a lot of good pass deflections and coverage.
He got a little banged up last game, but maybe he'll be good.
I think he should be playing, though. He's not that banged up, I believe. Fabian Moreau should be playing. Also, speaking of former safeties, Landon Collins, I heard they've been practicing him a lot in middle linebacker, inside linebacker.
That's what I like to
So I think that's going to be a huge game plan right there, because I have a feeling he might be the QB spy to contain Lamar when we have to, when Lamar's going to take off. He might be the guy that gets a hit on him and has to wrap him up for a tackle. He might be the one.
It's about damn time. Listen, speaking of Landon Collins, I know we saw earlier Landon Collins was talking. He was flapping his gums. He was talking about Gettleman. He said, Gettleman, it's on sight. When I see you, I'm gonna bust a cap in you. He didn't say it like that, but basically
that's what he practically said in hood terms. But yeah,
nah, he said. Well, you can say it. Go ahead. He
said, and I quote. Hang on, I'm put up a quote right now. I'm gonna quote him so we don't take it out of context. I'm gonna quote him directly. This is what he said. Let me pull up my story. I think it was I put it on my story. It was this article. Here it is. For Fireside, there you go. Landon Collins per Pat Leonard. I want fans to understand that it wasn't the Giants. It was Dave Gettleman. But I wanted to stay, but Gettleman didn't want me here. So it was basically a regime thing. It wasn't Landon Collins wanting to leave. He loved playing for the Giants, and he also addressed about wanting to retire with us moving forward if he gets an extension. That's the goal for his mindset, I believe. He wanted to remain a Giant, but, the money, and also because, Gettleman was an ineptitude GM at the time. So there's that.
I mean, to be fair, we probably weren't going to pay him the money, even with a competent GM.
Yeah, for sure.
Clearly, the dude wanted to be a fucking Giant the whole time. I mean, there's no reason why he wouldn't want to be a Giant. It's that simple.
It's clear. Look at his play in Washington compared to New York. It's regressed. You could tell he wasn't there, from a heart personalized. From a heart standpoint, it felt like he wasn't there. He was just there collecting a paycheck. But I think, coming back to the Giants reinvigorated something in his heart because he wanted to be a Giant. It sparked a fire that he had back in 2015 and 16 that he's hoping to recapture to resave his career, I think. And I think with Wink Martindale, what he's done with O'Shane Ximines and with a couple of other guys, they were dark horses on our spot, on our roster, they were unknowns or, they fade into irrelevancy to an extent. He was able to resuscitate their careers, basically. So I think he could do the same thing for Landon Collins.
Yeah. I mean, Landon Collins, like I said, I think Landon Collins, now that he's back, if we could use him as a linebacker, he could do his damn job. It's going to be great. And maybe not this week. Maybe he won't be on fire this week. I mean, he just got here a week and a half ago, but the more we get him settled,
he's getting equated to the playbook. Yeah.
Let's keep it at this. Look, we saw Wink Martindale make Earl Thomas look good. So he could do the same thing potentially with another safety or linebacker, whatever you want to put him as. All right, let's think. What else we got for Sports World this week?
I got nothing really else. I just wanted to talk about the news about that.
Sports World, basketball, like I said, is coming up soon. I might be going to the I'm not going to. I might be going in December to watch the Knicks play the Sixers on Christmas if I have the money for it. We take on the Grizzlies. I'm pretty sure game 1. What you think about that game?
Our first opening matchup.
Yeah,
it's going to be interesting to see the Knicks team against guys like Steven Adams, John Morant, and a couple other guys they have on that roster. It's going to see how we go up against those guys with our new squad and new approach to things. Yeah. And also to see what the new depth players we signed off the bench. And to see how Obi Toppin emerges off the bench at the moment. Emmanuel quickly. For sure.
Yeah, I mean, Obi Toppin's been going off so far this preseason.
And also,
Basically
Brunson's been pretty decent, actually. I think it was getting 16, 17 points, I believe. He was doing pretty well for a point guard position than what we had with Alec Burks at the point to an extent. So,
to go on with sports news, if you watched Monday Night Football, Devontae Adams obviously pushed the cameraman. He's facing a suspension. He's facing
charges. He's facing charges as well.
And charges. He's gonna pay the bag. I mean, I'm sorry, but he's a dumbass. I mean, people are saying, "Oh, that guy's soft for trying to sue him." No, Devontae's just dumb. I mean, you don't do that just because you lost a fucking game. It doesn't work like that.
No, it's just him being a sore loser at that point.
Yeah, all right. You're being a bitch, honestly. So I hope you do have to pay the bag. All right, Devontae, I like you, but that was some pussy shit. Okay. Panthers, they fired Matt Rule, which is awesome. They fired Matt Rule. For Panthers fan, they fired him, and they fired their defensive coordinator as well. I forgot his name, but it starts with a P or something like that. Baker Mayfield, he's apparently going to miss time with a high ankle sprain. I honestly think he's just getting benched for Sam Darnold because, this team is tanking. I mean, they might trade Christian McCaffrey. DJ Moore is rumored to go to the Giants and trade. I would love that. I know YTC.
Hell yeah, I would love it.
If we could,
we need some receivers at this point.
That's a fact.
Yeah,
that's a fact. The Browns traded for Falcons linebacker Deion Jones. So I think that's a very underrated pickup that I just want to talk about.
Yeah, for sure.
What else we got here? I don't know if you saw the defensive player of the year that Michael Parsons is the heavy favorite at plus 100.
Yeah, the way it's looking is so far he's on pace for that. But with Nick Bosa, he was on pace for I think 25 sacks, but injuries derailed him right now with Nick Bosa. So he was on pace for a couple of sacks, for double-digit sacks. Or with 20, I believe. Injuries are derailing him.
Basketball, LaMelo Ball is expected to miss the start of the season with an ankle sprain. He got hurt a few nights ago. He fell. I think it was a layup or a dunk, but he fell awkwardly. He's gonna miss some time. But as long as the ankle sprain, nothing broken, nothing like that. Draymond Green, after his fight with Jordan Poole, he's getting fined, but he's expected to play opening night, per Steve Kerr. So clearly, the Warriors don't really give a fuck. And then for the Pistons, we got Marvin Bagley missing the opening of the season with a knee injury, but he avoided a major injury. Speaking of knee injuries that is going to affect the start of the season, the Bulls they're still not going to have Lonzo for a minute. He's supposed to be reevaluated in 4 to 6 weeks, so he's going to miss the start of the season and more. And the Bulls, I don't know. They need something at point guard because it's not looking too great for them.
Just like a revolving door at point guard.
Yeah, just like the Heat, they need a power forward bad. Let's see what we got. I want to talk baseball because we're going to talk baseball in a bit. But, there's some baseball news for sure.
We can talk. I mean, there's baseball for sure. And, with the last couple of games, that transpired from game ones.
Yeah, I mean, we saw some teams move on right now. And, man, I eat crow so much.
And some teams have redemption games for their opening matchups.
That's a fact. Fuck, I don't want to have to eat crow for that one. I'm trying to stomach this because this is a pain in the ass.
I don't have the stomach. Anything got the team.
Fuck you, YTC. All right, you're gonna. Fuck you. All right. Listen. All right. Let's move on to Extreme Rules. So, Extreme Rules for me. I watched a little bit of it, but for me it was kind of boring. There was the only title fights really that mattered were the fucking the women's title fights, I guess. But,
the women's title, and for me, just the Karrion Kross and Drew McIntyre. After that, really everything else.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think about the whole Karrion Kross and Drew McIntyre thing that's going on? Like, you think having a lot of people are upset that Drew lost, but I think Kross winning was the right decision.
Now they're actually giving Kross a proper run because under Mr. McMahon, his run was going stagnant. He lost his debut to Jeff Hardy, and he didn't pick up any momentum. I think they're repackaging. I think Triple H is repackaging the character very well right now.
Yeah.
Moving forward, he's going to be a upper tier main eventer, in my opinion, with Karrion Kross. With the way they've been using him.
We saw Seth and Matt Riddle. Finally, this rivalry is put to bed. What do you think about the match? Did you watch it?
Pretty poetic. The way it ended, basically. I think the whole match, you know, it was just it was basically the final match of the rivalry so far. You know, pretty sure the match was all right, but it could have been a lot better in my opinion for certain spots.
Now Seth is getting a push. A small push, but he's getting a push. I mean, Monday Night Raw was better than Extreme Rules, and
I mean, he won the U.S. title, so now he's getting a small push in the mid card now. So shout out to Seth,
Shout out to Seth. Monday Night Raw was better than the fucking Extreme Rules, in my opinion.
To be honest, looking
Gallows and Anderson, Gallows and Anderson are back.
Yeah, Gallows and Anderson, the good
nice the Good Brothers, I think.
The Good Brothers, yeah. I said the Good Fellas, my
I'm happy to see Good Fellas. I'm happy to see them back. Papa H, you know, he's just doing
Papa H, the man that delivers. Yep, Papa H.
What was your favorite match of the Extreme Rules?
My favorite match was the I think Drew McIntyre and Karrion Kross, but that's just me, yeah.
What about your least favorite?
Least favorite, probably the Ronda Rousey one, to be honest.
That shit was stupid. Why?
It's so dull and stupid.
That's how we're going to end the fucking, like, come on. Where the hell was Shayna Baszler? It made no sense for her, for Ronda. Ronda winning, fine. But Shayna Baszler should have came out and did something. I thought it was going to be like attack or maybe, I don't know. Fucking, where the fuck is Shayna Baszler? This whole rivalry, this storyline is stupid.
Yeah.
It's stupid. It was stupid the last pay-per-view, watching Liv Morgan beat Shayna clean. And now, like, Ronda beats Liv. What the hell's going to happen?
Liv clean. Okay. So that's, it doesn't make any sense.
So SmackDown, okay, what? Shayna's going to go up to Ronda? What the fuck? What's going to happen with Liv then?
What was the whole point? The whole point of that was to plant the seeds at the pay-per-view so people can get invested and go tune into SmackDown to see what happens next. That's how you're supposed to do it.
It's crazy because the women's division was getting better over the last few years, but I feel like now it's just been getting worse.
Yeah, it's just not the same as it used to be.
The only part of division women's that I actually the women's division
total control with toxic attraction and fucking damage control. That's only two parts of the.
I think Bailey, what they're doing with Bailey is great. I mean,
with Dakota Kai and Io Sky, mentoring those two.
Right. She plays the shit right. I mean, and her with this Bianca Belair shit is just going to be great too.
Changed my mind, but her run right now currently is better than what she had with Sasha Banks when they were both heels compared to
for sure. Yeah, for sure. I mean, that shit was corny to me, honestly. So
I prefer this one right now, though. What she's doing with Io Sky and Dakota Kai for sure.
I love what they're doing with Bailey. I hope they don't abandon Io Sky and Dakota Kai. Because I know they would probably start focus on Bailey more, and then these two girls are just gonna fight title tag matches just because, and it's gonna be a little annoying. But hey, for right now,
it's gonna be annoying. I don't want to see them two get buried. I love their fights in NXT, and I also love both of them watching in NXT years back when they first got there too. They're one of the few females I liked over there.
For sure.
When I was watching NXT.
What other notable things can you talk about Extreme Rules? Let's think.
Before
we get to that, I know I never think about that, but something before we get to that. You got anything before that?
I don't have anything else before that, to be honest.
Yeah, the pay-per-view was dull, but all right. I'll let you talk about it. Go ahead.
You know the elephant in the room. It was after the final match. He got the whole world in his hand. He definitely had the world in his hands when he made his return. He had the world in his pocket on his hands when he came back. The man, the myth himself, Wyndham Rotunda, a.k.a. Bray Wyatt. Man, that was an epic return right there. That was an epic return.
Yeah, and you could see how much the crowd missed, man. Yeah, they missed him so much. Like, there was people.
They were singing along to that song. That's how they were happy with him coming back.
There was grown ass men in their rooms crying, jumping up like little girls. That's how, this Bray Wyatt, and it couldn't have come in a better time. Now that Papa H took over, he's all I see is up from here with Bray Wyatt. I mean, there's nothing better. You got Braun Strowman back. Maybe they could do something there. I don't know, but it's just there's so many good things happening, and this is just.
I agree.
It's AEW.
Also,
to be honest.
Also, here's my thing as well. Now that he's back, with Triple H, he's one of the greatest minds. I mean, just the Fiend alone, that was his character he came up with alone. It was already a pop up by himself, but the creative under Vince, ruined it basically to an extent. But now with Triple H is running, he gives a lot of freedom control. I trust Bray Wyatt himself to come up with freedom, for his character, and then allowing this type of freedom is going to make pure magic. in the crowd basically at this point. People are gonna dig it.
Like I said, the more creative control that like Triple H is.
Bray is one of the greatest minds in wrestling I've ever seen so far.
That's
next
a
to
fact.
Paul Heyman,
And
he's up there.
The more that the top wrestlers have control of their characters, the better it is because they buy into the product a little bit more.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Lone Buccaneer, thanks for the comment, man. Thank you. I hope you keep watching.
Yeah, thank you, Lone Buccaneer. Yeah.
But yeah, man, the things Triple H is doing. I mean, listen, I know a lot of people disrespect Vince McMahon because he's been on decline for a number of years now. But we gotta remember Vince McMahon is the one that made this all possible. Without him, there is no
WWE. Vince McMahon for sure. I like to give the utmost respect and love to Vince McMahon because he brought wrestling to my childhood. He made my childhood growing up. Along with my earlier years in teenage.
If we're talking about the actual GOAT in wrestling, it's Vince McMahon because he made this happen. Him and his wife too, because his wife played an important part.
Yeah, Linda McMahon. Yeah, with the backstage, with the financial stuff and politics,
They are the GOATs, and then everybody else, the pieces just fall in line. Vince McMahon, thank you for everything you did, and thank you for now letting Triple H take over. You're getting older.
Yep.
The views are different. Triple H knows what he's done it with NXT. All right, just let him do it. And
exactly. He knows he's up to the terms with what the fans want. He knows how to deliver creative storylines.
AEW fanboys are sick right now. Which, like, listen, good wrestling is good wrestling no matter what. It doesn't matter what company. It doesn't matter. But AEW fanboys are sick. They don't want to see WWE look good, and it's stupid. I mean, John Moxley just signed an extension, which is great for them, but. Listen.
Oh, Moxley signed an extension. Yeah, Moxley as well.
We need to appreciate these promotions putting on.
I like seeing good wrestling in general. I host AEW and WWE. I have no ill towards each other. I like both companies equally. I just want to see some good wrestling at the end of the day. Yeah. I really don't care what promotion it comes from.
But I will say, if MJF goes to WWE whenever his contract's up,
it's a game.
I'm gonna go crazy.
I'm gonna go crazy with MJF if he goes there. Who's the first? You know who's going to be the first person I want him to go after?
Who?
Cody.
Yeah. I mean,
Cody or the Tribal Chief, or the Tribal Chief.
I mean, he can go against Seth too. That wouldn't be too bad.
Seth, because they're both good in promo. You might, promos because they're both really good on promos. So
what if he went after Drew? What if he went after Drew?
Oh, that'd be pretty good too.
There's a number of things they could do. MJF, I would love for.
Yeah, with MJF as well.
But look, pause. Hold on. I just said some stupid shit.
No, just imagine MJF versus the Bray Wyatt. Just imagine the promos on that alone.
All right. Well, short break once again. Let's take another 5 minutes. When we come back, we're going to talk about MLB Playoffs. And then we're going to have my depressing closer. All right. We'll be back in 5 minutes.
All right, I'll see you in 5. Yeah.
All right, we're back. So
What's up?
we gotta
We're
talk
back.
MLB playoffs. MLB playoffs.
Mhm.
I'm just dreading this conversation. All right, well, let's just start off with some teams. We got the Guardians. They beat the Rays in 2 games, and from there, now they're now where are the Rays at? I'm pretty sure. Give me a second. Let me check where is he on the schedule? I didn't even see them on the schedule. Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Guardians lost to the Yankees 4-1.
4-1 victory. Yes, sir.
Yankees lead the series. We have the Cardinals lost in 2 games to the Phillies. That's depressing for the Cardinals fans. Phillies lead the Braves 1-0, which is surprising. That's a bad loss for the Braves.
Phillies, surprising, yeah.
Yeah. The Mariners shit all over the Blue Jays. 4-0, then 10-9, and now they're down 1 game, pretty sure. Mariners are down 1 game to the Astros.
Yeah, Astros, of course.
They lost yesterday 7-8. And the last game of the wild card, the last 3 games of the wild card, man. The Padres
Dodgers
and the Mets. Oh, no, the Padres and the Mets. Padres beat the Mets in 2 games and in 3 in 3 games they beat us 2-1.
Yeah, it was sad to see the Mets 100-win season, coming that quickly to an end.
Yeah, it was bad. I mean, we lost the first game 7-1. We won the second one 7-3, and then we laid an egg set 6-0. And now the Padres, they're down 1 to the Dodgers 1-0. So that's good. Right now they're up 3-2 against middle of the third against the Dodgers, and you got the
Yankees.
Braves are up 3-0 against the Phillies, bottom of the 7th. So that's what's going on right now. Yeah, so far it's looking like the Yankees, they're doing what they're supposed to do against the Guardians. The Astros are doing what they're supposed to do against the Mariners. Philly might give the Braves a problem depending on how they bounce back this game. They're only up 3-0 right now, so we can see from there. And the Dodgers, right now, like I said, they're currently losing, but the game just started not so long ago, so they should be able to handle the Padres fairly easily. What do you think about the playoffs so far? What do we think about the playoffs?
So far, it's been a lot of surprising teams like the Phillies for sure, and the Mariners making the playoffs and beating the Blue Jays for sure. It's a lot of surprises in this in this
Yeah, I
MLB
know,
playoffs so far.
I know Skimpy's upset about his Blue Jays.
Yeah.
Jake
But yeah, so
Ekberg,
far,
his
Jake
Cardinals.
Ekberg, yeah. The Brewers, because they didn't get, yeah.
No, he's a
I forgot
Cardinals
he's a
fan.
Cardinals fan. I thought
he's a
I
Cardinals.
forgot he was a
He might
Cardinals
as well
fan, yeah.
fucking be a Brewers fan, but he's a
Yeah,
Cardinals
because he's everything Wisconsin over there, so yeah, might as
He
well.
drinks. Yeah, and then all right, should we just get to the closer, honestly? Because at this point,
Yeah.
I don't know what to say no more. Let's get to
I get it.
let's get to the closer. All right. This isn't a joke. You guys read this right. I apologize, Yankees fans. I spoke too soon. All right.
Apology accepted. Yep.
We won 100 games. Now let's get one thing right. We won more games than the Yankees, and
Right too.
you guys happen to get the bye. We didn't because our division's harder. But
Our division's hardest too, but okay.
I think ours just harder though.
No, because everybody has a winning record, but the Red Sox.
Well, yeah, fuck the Red Sox. But losing to the Padres, man. Like the first game we lost to them, we lost to them 7-1. It was bullshit, but we came back and won the next game. I was fairly certain we should have won that game, even if it was close. But no, Padres
I actually thought the Mets were going to beat the Padres and play the Dodgers, but yeah, it didn't happen.
Fuck Juan Soto.
Yeah,
right?
Juan Soto, he had a bandwagon over there. I know.
Fuck him. All right, I'm just like, Dodgers just tied it up 3-3 against the Padres currently.
Okay, close game.
So I'm rooting for the Dodgers. I think right now that the Mets are out, I have to root for the Dodgers. I mean, I don't. All right, let's just get to the apology. Yankees fans, you guys are the kings of New York as far as baseball goes. You guys are the kings of New York. We got a little.
We've always been the kings, but okay.
Mets fans, fuck you, YTC. All right, let me speak. All right, Mets fans, we got a little out of pocket. We did. Like I said, we won more games than you guys. We deserve the bye. But, we got a little out of pocket. Y'all still not better than us.
Okay.
New York, but you're still not better than us. We still are the better team.
27 rings.
All right, 27 rings. All right, it's gonna stay at 27. Right.
No 20 after this year.
You're not getting past the Astros. All right.
Yeah, okay.
I just want to say that.
That was regular season. Playoff wise, we'll get past them.
You'll get past the Guardians because they're the Guardians, but you're not getting past the Astros. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's Astros. I would say, what's your World Series pick? I'm going Astros, Dodgers.
I said fuck that. Yankees and Dodgers.
We both got the Dodgers. So,
yeah,
because after the Dodgers, they got to play the Braves or the Phillies, and it's I don't think Atlanta's. Yeah. I think Atlanta's overrated. Honestly, I don't think Atlanta's all that. I mean, people are taking
Max Fried. He's over in the playoffs. Max Fried. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Yankees fans. I don't know what else to tell you guys, man. We're still the better team. All right, you guys own New York, but we're the better team. All right, it's like kiss my ass. All right, what's your?
Go ahead.
I don't know I feel the pressure.
Lost for words.
Like, I should have expected the Mets to do Mets shit and fuck up. Yeah, the Mets. My entire team sucks. We should have. I should have expected us to lose, especially at home. I mean, are we really surprised, Mets fans? Are we really surprised? We've seen this so many times. We wasted 100-win season. I mean, fuck, I can't even speak. Like, how do we know when we're gonna get another fucking 100-win season? Like,
it's gonna take a long while. Yeah, the risk's only gonna get harder after this point.
All the talent that we have, and we couldn't. I mean, granted, we should be better next year when we get judged, but like,
okay.
At the same time, like all this talent we got. All right, you go ahead, Yankees fan. Go ahead, speak on what you think.
You're not getting judged. It's that simple. He's going to remain in New York.
We're going to pay him the playoffs, asshole. Speak on the playoffs, asshole. Go ahead. Go. Tell me why the Yankees are winning. Tell me why the Yankees
asshole. We're 4-1 against those Cleveland woke assholes right now.
Nothing's good with Cleveland. All right, so why are you guys winning the World Series? All right, you tell me that. Simple.
Pitching. Our bullpen is one of the best in the league. We have Aaron Judge. We have Giancarlo Stanton. We have a lot of guys that we have a lot of underrated guys. Not many people are talking about. Like my boy IKF.
You got Anthony Rizzo.
IKF and shit. Anthony Rizzo's up there too, but I got my boy IKF. We also got a couple of hitters. Like Jose Trevino. That made the
Trevino,
All-Star and shit. You already know. We got a
It's
couple
funny
of
because
hitters
you say Stanton like that's a good thing.
against the ball. I mean, he goes off against teams like Boston and certain other teams in the playoffs.
I'm just saying, you say Giancarlo Stanton like that's a good thing. All right, Giancarlo Stanton is basically like he's a better Evan Ingram in the MLB.
No, at this point, no, he's better than anybody outside of Lindor and fucking Marty right now, and Alonso.
I guess. Fuck Giancarlo Stanton. All right, so what's the key to beating the Astros then? Because the Astros are taking this game against the
Astros. The key to beating the Astros, man, is just we got to play smarter bullpen against them, and also we got to find ways to get creative hits on them. Not take a lot of find better contact swings. Know when to hit against whenever they try to bait us for certain swings that that aren't contact, that aren't going to get a lot of singles and a lot of home runs. You got to play smarter hitting at this point. That's why I would go at this point against the Astros, a good pitching team like them.
Let me ask, what would be your downfall this playoff run?
Probably just game managing, or game managing with Aaron Boone. I still don't trust Aaron Boone completely, but still. And also,
if Aaron Boone,
bullpenning.
I feel like Aaron Boone, the only way he saves his job is by winning this year. And
if he wins the World Series, then he's definitely going to get
But if he doesn't win, I feel like Aaron Boone is out of here. I mean, baseball isn't like this isn't like football and basketball where you're gonna keep your GM because you guys made it far. No, baseball, it's not the same. Baseball, you could be
baseball's very
one year, and then the year next year look at the Red Sox. They won the World Series, and next year they were complete and utter trash. I mean, and then they're gonna fire you. Matter of fact, baseball is the type of sport where you can win the World Series and they'll still fire your manager.
Yeah.
So it's like. I don't see Aaron Boone like. I mean, I don't have you guys winning the World Series, but winning the World Series is the only thing that's going to save that man's job.
I think so as well, personally.
For sure. Yeah, I think I got the Astros though. I just fuck the Yankees, but it's not even that. I just think I got the Astros. And then what about the Dodgers? Why do you think the Dodgers would be the one that if you guys make the World Series? Why do you think it's going to be the Dodgers?
Because they have a lot of good hitters in that lineup, and also a bullpen like us. They have a lot of hitters like Bellinger. They have a lot of hitters like Mookie Betts and a couple. Or I just like to say with the D word, but that's besides the point. But yeah,
Betts.
Mookie Betts, and then
what about the Braves? What do you think about the Braves?
They have a really good bullpen outside of Max Fried with a couple of guys like Morton and that old man Morton and who else? Tip of my tongue, I forgot who else it was. But yeah, they had a couple of pieces in that bullpen as well, along with hitters like Swanson and Dansby, I believe.
Yeah. So how you think it's gonna play out, Braves? Because I feel like the Braves are beating the Phillies. There's no fucking way the Phillies. I fucking.
But yeah, I think the Braves will beat the Phillies though for sure.
If the Phillies make it and the Mets don't, I might stop watching baseball, to be honest.
That's gonna be depressing. A Philly team. We both New York fans basically hating on Philly teams.
Yeah, but all right. So, how do you think it's gonna play out? I know you said Dodgers, but why do you think the Dodgers are beating the Braves then?
Only because they have more star power on the offensive side, but again to combat that bullpen for sure, and then plus being home against the Dodgers, it's a different atmosphere traveling to LA compared to Atlanta from one side of the coast to the other. That's also going to play in the factor.
Yeah. Astros and Yankees for me is kind of a toss up. I know I've been saying Astros, but it's kind of a toss up for me. I mean,
it's for anyone's at this point. I could see us losing to the Astros.
I'm definitely gonna take the Dodgers over the Braves, though. I just don't believe in the Braves.
Me too. I'll take the Dodgers as well.
And I feel like, damn, whoever takes it, Yankees or Astros, I feel like are gonna beat the Dodgers. The Dodgers don't seem like they're all that either. I mean, like, if the Mets hadn't lose to the fucking Padres, dude, if we didn't lose to the fucking Padres, I think we would give the fucking Dodgers a good run for their money.
Oh, yeah,
I think if we played the Braves, I feel like we would win. I know we lost to them a few times this year, but I feel like because we should have won those games. But the Mets can't stay out the Mets fucking way. It's like we fucking tie our shoelaces together every time we do. We're on a good track.
Do it to themselves.
It's a ridiculous fucking thing. I feel like Yankees, Astros, whoever make it is the winner. I don't see the Dodgers winning the World Series. If they do,
Me
it
neither.
is what it is.
They'll choke eventually, like they always do in the playoffs.
This is depressing for a Mets fan, man. We really had a chance this year, honestly. We really did have a chance this year. We just fucking blew it against Juan Soto and the rest of Fuck the Mets, yo. Fuck the Mets. Fuck the Yankees, too, just because I'm not going to just shit on my Mets the whole time. Just fuck the Mets. Fuck the Yankees. Fuck the Braves. Fuck the Dodgers. Definitely fuck the Astros. I mean, I don't even know what to say no more. Like, as a Mets fan, this season is wasted, and there's no telling that we're going to do anything close next year. We overachieved, clearly.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, thank God I'm a Giants fan this year, but like, we overachieved this year. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous. Man,
hopefully it's not the same case for my Yankees, but that's about it.
Well, your Yankees, your Yankees definitely overachieved this year, actually, because let's not act like they weren't dookie all of like most of the summer.
No, they weren't until like the middle of the season, but after that, we got our shit together.
I'm saying most of the summer they were like, "What the fuck is going on with the Yankees?" All right, well. You got anything else you want to say before we head out of here?
No, not really. Just fuck the Mets as well one more time before the season ends.
Listen, we're still a better team than you guys. We were a better team this year.
Yeah, keep the same energy next year when you don't get Aaron Judge.
We're getting Aaron Judge. Don't worry about it. Aaron Judge, we're paying him whatever we need to pay him. All right, it's
we're the Yankees. We could pay for anybody we want.
We're the Mets. We can still pay for fucking people. We're in New York still. Listen.
Yeah, but we're the more famous New York team, but okay.
It doesn't fucking matter. After having 100 wins, all right, you don't think we're going to get people, I'm pretty sure
we'll see about that.
I'm pretty sure if we give Aaron Judge more money, it's that simple. He's going to be a Met.
Not if we give him more. It's that simple.
Listen, we could go on a bidding war all fucking day. Aaron Judge is a Met, all right? You don't got to like it. You don't got to like it.
Keep the same energy back in March. Keep this in March.
All right, well, don't worry about it. Next year, we're winning 120 games, all right? Just like it's like if we had Joe Torre on our
and MLB the Show fantasy for sure.
Look, everybody, thank you for joining. We didn't have that many viewers today because today's a dry day, but it's all good. Don't worry about it. Anybody who did join, thank you. For people that participated,
thank you for joining.
YTC, fuck you, and
fuck you to kiss my ass.
Fuck the Yankees and the Mets.
YTC, Yankees all day. We run New York.
Kiss my ass, YTC. This motherfucker really left me. All right.